So tonight we're talking about easy weight loss. There's a hard way and an easier way to lose weight.
What's up, guys? Coach Carissa here. Welcome to our channel. This channel is all about helping real women lose real weight by uncovering the fact that your breakthrough really only lies at the intersection of the actions you take and the beliefs that you hold, which is just our fancy way of saying that you can't only concern yourself with the physical actions you're trying to take, like how you're eating, how you're moving, things like that, but you also need to get a grip on what's going on with you internally so you can stop self-sabotaging, stop falling back to your old habits, and stop having to start over and over and over again. So enjoy this week's lesson and subscribe for more.
Is it possible for you to make your weight loss journey much, much easier? Yes. But rest assured that making your journey much easier has nothing to do with doing more or working harder. Instead, it has everything to do with whether your internal environment is fostering change or suppressing change. In this lesson tonight, I want to teach you guys how to create an environment that fosters change so you can enjoy easy weight loss. So what do I mean by internal environment? How do you foster change versus suppress change? And how could you possibly make your journey easier without doing more or trying harder? So I wanted to give you guys an analogy to help it make sense, because this is all kind of abstract stuff. And I think this will hit most of you guys tonight too, because it's probably pretty personal. So if you think of a child who's grown up in a very loving home with encouraging parents who believed in them. What do you picture when you picture that child? Are they happy, smiling, laughing, curious, adventurous? Do you picture that child have an easier time learning and exploring and expanding, trusting their intuition later, valuing their opinion? You think that child questions their worth or their abilities or their potential as much? I don't know what you picture, but I pictured an expressive, free, confident, secure child who probably later in life has a much easier time loving themselves, caring for themselves, believing in themselves. On the other hand, let's picture a child who grew up in a home full of criticism and judgment and discouragement, with parents who doubted more than believed. How do you picture that child in your head? Are they happy and smiling, or maybe more apprehensive or nervous or anxious or neurotic? Maybe they're more insecure. Maybe they overanalyze or walk on eggshells more. Do you picture them more free to explore and learn from the world around them, or do you picture them suppressing their curiosity and their exploratory nature, or choosing to isolate and shrink? Do you think this child trusts their intuition or values their opinion as much? Maybe they question their worth a bit more, their abilities, their potential. I pictured a more anxious, insecure child who's filled with self-doubt, or more likely to self-sabotage or self-destruct or shrink, more likely to hold themselves to extremely high standards and judge themselves when they can't meet them. Probably a bit harder of a time learning to love themselves, care for themselves, express themselves, believe in themselves. So I'm not here to unpack childhood trauma. I'm not here to feed any sort of victim mentalities and tell you that if that was your upbringing, that you got screwed and we should all feel bad for you. It's not fair, but bringing up childhood trauma and unpacking, that's someone else's specialty. It's not mine. But those examples and those scenarios reveal a very strong truth that will help you lose weight, transform your body, and allow you to unlock the health that we're all capable of having and worthy of enjoying. So what is that truth? We know change is hard by itself. It's just hard. Its nature is difficult. Change is hard. But clearly in an environment can impact whether that change is happening easier or not, based on whether it's being fostered or whether it's being suppressed. So tonight I want to propose that the environment which fosters change and allows your transformation to happen much easier is an environment of unconditional love. And an environment which suppresses change is an environment that makes your transformation much more difficult. And that environment is one of conditional love. So you can't go back to your childhood. What's done is done. You can't really control other people and how they treat you. but you are in charge of your internal environment now. So I'm not talking about your work, your house, place, anywhere you physically stand. I'm talking about your internal environment, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself. Do you have an inner critic? Or do you have an inner cheerleader? In the example I gave, which parent are you to yourself? Which environment are you fostering for your internal self? Is it one of conditional love or unconditional love? Because only one's going to allow you to freely grow and change, and the other's going to feel like it's constantly beating you down and questioning you and judging you and suppressing you. You must believe in your ability to follow through with the actions you're trying to take. You must believe in yourself. You must believe you can. You must believe and have confidence. And that takes removing all doubt so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you will transform your body and you do have what it takes. Those are all beliefs and they live inside your brain. They're not physical, but they do impact your physical ability to consistently take those actions that you need to take. So your transformation is just as much internal as it is external. Your internal environment and your self-talk matters so much. You must dwell in an internal environment that builds confidence rather than tears it down. Because you need confidence, you need self-trust, you need self-belief in order to reliably do the things that it takes to transform physically. And conditional love makes weight loss so much harder. It feeds our inner critic rather than our inner cheerleader. And if we believe that the inner critic will go away once we've lost the weight or once we've reached our goal, we're sorely mistaken, because the environment of conditional love says no matter what you accomplish, it will never be enough. It's very hard to grow and transform and change when you live with that inner critic judging and doubting every action you're trying to take. That's the environment that suppresses change and makes weight loss extremely difficult, much more difficult than it already is. So how do you leave that environment and relocate to the environment where change is fostered and it comes more easily? Two things. You must leave the environment of conditional love, because unconditional love is not in that household. And then you must relocate, and we relocate by shifting our beliefs. So realize that unconditional love does not exist in the household of conditional love. There's no standards in which you can meet where you'll all of a sudden graduate and become worthy of unconditional love. The belief shift is you're born with the right to be loved unconditionally. You're worthy of it now, as you are, as you change. You're just choosing to practice conditional love instead. So you must rewire your brain to stop believing and practicing conditional love and start believing and practicing unconditional self-love right now. So you can foster an environment where change happens easily, rather than living in an environment where everything you do and try feels suppressed and blocked, because it is. So in real life, we'll wrap this up. What does that look like? Very simple. Not easy, simple. Treat yourself with kindness, compassion, and understanding, regardless of where you're at in your journey, no matter how far away you are from the end, no matter how many imperfections you have, and no matter how many mistakes you will make. Because you cannot earn unconditional love. You can only practice it. If your weight loss journey has been difficult, painful, long, exhausting, you have the opportunity right now to choose the easier path and allow change to occur freely and allow transformation to happen naturally. Or you can ignore this truth and make your weight loss journey much more difficult and last much longer than it needs to. In conclusion, my opinion, which is mine, you don't have to take it, but in my opinion, the best way to truly grow and evolve into the best version of yourself inside and out is to do so in an environment of unconditional self-love. because that's the only type of love that provides the safe space that you need to grow and learn and mess up, fall down, get back up, try again, and transform. It takes practice and intention and time. So start today. Put a rep in every chance you get and unconditionally love yourself into the future that you're crafting. If you do this, you'll go farther than you could have ever imagined. You'll transform faster and easier, and it will be the most fulfilling and inspiring journey you'll ever embark on.
Thank you so much for watching. We truly hope you enjoyed that lesson. So every single week we make room for one guest spot on these support calls. So if you'd like the opportunity to attend, ask questions, receive coaching, just hit the link in the description box, or you can head over to gainslinger.com/coach me. Once again, that's Gainslinger, GAINSLINGER.com/coach me, all one word. Have a blessed day and we'll see you next week.